lovely people, welcome back once again to another exciting episode of Stitches Biz Collection. I'm Miss Stitches. Today in this video, let me share with you how to make this beautiful designed handmade beaded bag. Before we start, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button. Let's get started. Materials needed. So you cut your fish line, you make sure it's long enough. You cut it off. We are using 0.70 mm. You make sure you have the ends of the fish line. You pick 4 beads. Fix on any side of the fish line. Fix all 4 beads. And then you cross with the 4th bead using the other side of the fish line. You pull it out. Then you have your first ring done. You go on and pick 3 beads, fix one on each fish line, fix one on the left fish line, fix one on the right fish line, and then you cross with the 3rd bead using both fish lines. Still make sure you have the ends and pull it out. And then you have your 2nd ring done. You still fix 1 bead on each fish line, cross with the 3rd bead using both fish lines. You pull it out. Then you have your 3rd ring done. You fix 1 bead again on both fish lines. You cross with the 3rd bead. You pull it out. And then you have your 4th ring done. Going on, you pick 2 spaghetti beads. You fix one on each fish line, fix one on the left fish line, fix one on the right fish line. So you have it like this. And then you pick 1 sugar bead. And then you cross with both sides of the fish line. You make sure you have the ends, you pull it out. So you have it this way. And then on the next part, you fix 1 sugar bead on both sides of the fish line, and then you cross with a 3rd small bead, you pull it out. So you have it like this as well. And then the next one, you fix 1 spaghetti bead on each fish line, as you can see, and then you cross with 1 small bead, you pull it out and make sure it's very tight. Then you have it this way as well. And then you fix 2 small beads on each fish line again, and then you cross with 1 small bead, you pull it out. And then you have it like this. And then going on, you pick 2 big beads, fix one on each fish line, cross with 1 small bead, and then you pull it out. Then you have it like this as well. So we are going to do the same thing here. The same thing you see here, you do the same thing on the other end. So you have it like this. So we have 4 here and I have 3 here. So with the last part on this fish line, you fix 3 beads, cross with the 3rd bead using the other side of the fish line, you pull it out. And then on this fish line, you fix 3 beads again, cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line, you pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead here. Then you fix 2 beads on the left fish line, cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line, you pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead here. Then you fix 2 beads again on the left fish line, cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line, you pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead. You fix 2 beads again on the left fish line, cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line, you pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next spaghetti bead here. And then you fix 1 big bead and 1 small bead on the left fish line. and then you cross with a small bead using the right fish line. You pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next small bead. Then you fix 2 small beads on the left fish line, cross to the second bead using the right fish line. You pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next big bead here. And then you fix 1 big bead, 1 small bead on the left fish line. You cross to the small bead using the right fish line. You pull it out. And then you go through the next bead. You fix 2 small beads, cross to the second bead using the right fish line. And then you go through the next big bead. You fix 1 big bead, 1 small bead again. You cross with a small bead, you pull it out, and then you go through the next small bead here, and then you weave on with the same method till the last end. So when you get to the last end with the right fish line, you go through this bead, and then on this fish line, you fix 2 small beads. And then you cross with the second bead using the other side of the fish line. Going on this fish line, you fix 3 beads, cross with the third bead using the right fish line. You pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead. You fix 2 beads again on the left fish line, cross with the second bead, you pull it out, and then you weave on with the same method. So note that anytime you get to where the big beads are, you fix 1 big bead and 1 small bead till the end. So as you can see, this is what you should get if you're on the right track, and we are going to continue weaving till it's long enough. So we have about 9 steps in all, and I'm doing that off camera. So this is what you should get after you are done, and we have 9 steps in all. So we are going to fold the sides. So 1, 2, 1, 2, you fold it up, and then you turn to the other side. 1, 2, you fold that side up as well. So this is the size of the bag, and then we are going to weave the base of the bag. So with a new fish line, you go through these 2 beads here, 1, 2, and then the next one, you pull it out, and then on this fish line, you fix 2 small beads. You cross with the second bead using the right fish line. You make sure you have the ends of the fish line. You pull it out, so one side will be longer than the other. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead here. Then you fix 2 beads again on the left fish line. Cross with the second bead using the right fish line. You pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next big bead here. So this time, you fix 1 big bead and 1 small bead, and then you cross with a small bead using the right fish line. You pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead here, and then you weave on with the same method till you get to the last end. When you get to the last end with the right fish line, you go through the next 2 beads here. Then you pick 1 bead and cross with both sides of the fish line. You pull it out, make sure it's tight. Then with the right fish line, you go through this bead here. And then on this fish line, you fix 2 beads. You cross with the second bead using the right fish line. You pull it out. Then you go through the next bead. And then you fix 2 beads again on the left fish line. Cross with the second bead using the right fish line. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next big bead here. So we are going to weave on with the same method so you get to the last end here. So whenever you get to where the big beads are, you fix 1 big bead and 1 small bead, and I'm doing that off camera. So this is what you get for the base of the bag. As you can see, we have it nicely formed out, and I made the same thing offline, the same size, the same shape, the same height, and we are going to join them together to form the full shape of the bag. So with a new fish line, you go through this first bead here from one side of the bag, you pull it out. Then on this fish line, you fix 1 bead, and on the same fish line where you fixed the bead you go through the first bead on the other side of the bag as well. You pull it out so you have the beads in the middle of both sides, and then you pick one bead and cross it both sides of the fish line. Make sure you have the ends of the fish line, you pull it out so one side will be longer than the other. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead. With the left fish line, you go through the next bead as well. And then you go on and pick one bead and cross it both sides of the fish line again. You pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead. With the left fish line, you go through the next bead. And then you pick one bead, cross it both sides of the fish line again. With the right fish line, you go through the next bead. With the left fish line, you go through the next bead, and then you weave on with the same method. As you can see, we have the sides nicely joining up beautifully. So we are going to continue weaving with the same method till you get to the last end here, and I'm doing that off camera. So this is what you should get after you are done. We have the sides nicely joined up and looking beautiful already, but not done yet. So we are now going to attach our beaded handle to make it complete. So I made this handle offline. So this handle is just the square shape beaded bag handle, and I have a video of it. So I dropped that below so you can watch. So let me see the square shape, and then I just divided it into two. So made half of the square shape, made half of the square shape, and that is forming up my handle for me. So you just divide the square into two, and then you get your handle nicely made. So I'm going to attach it on this side. My fish line is long enough, so I'm going to use the same thing for that. You make sure you have the ends of the fish line. You pick two big beads, fix one on each fish line, fix one on the right side, fix one on the left side. So you have it like this, and then you are just going to pass it through this big bead here. So the right side will come out from the left side, and then the left side will come out from the right side, as you can see I'm doing. So this is what you should have after you are done. We are going to pass the fish line through to secure this part of the work to make sure the handle is firm. So this is what you should get after you are done passing the fish line through. And with the new fish line, we are going to attach the other side as well using the same method. So this is what you should get after you are done attaching the other side. As you can see, the handle is nicely attached. We are going to attach the other one on this side. So with the same method, you attach it on this side, and I'm doing that off camera. And see how beautiful it is when you are done attaching both handles to the bag. This bag is so nice. It really caught my attention. I really love the design of it. I don't know why, but maybe because of the colors. You can make this bag in any color of your choice, suitable for your occasions. You can fix in a drawstring bag, or you can use it this way, and this is so beautiful. And feel free to increase the size of the bag if you want it big. Please give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more and more of my tutorials. Make sure to comment and share as well. Stay safe. See you in my next video. Have a nice day, and bye.